Hi everyone, I am back live after we were mid beautiful conversation with Nick and Shelly, and it just decided to completely crash. So we're going to try to see if this is going to work. And if not, then I'll stop. And if it does, then we'll kick it with Shelly. Apologies for that tech issue, which I'm not taking any blame for. Ah, she's
Hi.
back! Oh my gosh, this is the best day of my life.
It's the best day of your life.
I don't know
Oh,
what happened. I'm so sorry.
that's okay. It happens.
I mean, technology, man. It's drama. It's drama. So, in that time that we were having these beautiful tech issues, what came to mind for you? What do you feel like you want to share with the party people?
Oh my gosh, party people. Mm, I read a lot of books and a lot about mindset, a lot about toughening your mind, um, callousing your mind, mental toughness. I think that there's a lot to that. And I think that everybody's path there is different. But COVID definitely taught us all that we're capable of more than we think. We can be adaptable, agile, innovative. And the example I gave about some agents went this way, some went that way, it's a perfect example of it really is a choice.
Yeah.
And it's not easy to make some days. And so you have to start being physically at your best, mentally at your best, emotionally, spiritually, like have to be all connected, it all works together. So building that mental toughness for a lot of people, I know for me, doing hard workouts helps a lot, like overcoming physical obstacles in order to be mentally tougher. I think reading and being inspired, podcasts, but I think it's taking that time and being very deliberate with how you do that.
I love that.
Yeah, so that's
I
what I
love
was
that.
thinking about, and just as talking through this and talking about it, like, wow, it's it's been a crazy year. The days are long, the weeks and months are super short. They fly. And we've come a long way. We have a long ways to go, but we've made some serious traction, which is exciting.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I was thinking about.
So, well,
And
it's
yeah,
interesting. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was also thinking about, so one of the books that I love is Phil Knight's Shoe Dog. And something I'll never forget at the end of his book, uh, for 22 years, he struggled. 22 years he struggled, paycheck to paycheck, wasn't paying himself. And at the end of the book, he said his biggest regret was he couldn't go over and do it all over again. And I was like, what? Why would anyone want to go through that? You're finally a multi-billionaire, and now you want to go back and do it all over again. So I remind myself that I call them the shoe dog years. Like, this is where we're digging in, we're fighting, we're struggling, we're trying different things. We fall down, we get back up, and hit with obstacles all the time, all sorts of obstacles. And you just keep going.
Yeah.
And that someday I'm going to look back and be like, damn, that was cool.
Well, it's
I'm
like,
looking forward to the
it's a
day where I'm like,
journey.
that was so cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's what I'm hearing is like finding the beauty in the journey, right? Like, we are both like new small business owners, and I don't know about you, but I feel like every single day I'm learning or doing something for the first time every day. And I think when I first started out, I had this story of like, oh, I need to get it right, or I got to do it perfectly. I have to do it completely. And I was just like, it was a lot of pressure. Like, even I was literally weeks into my business and I was like, why am I not the most successful coach in the world? And then all of a sudden I was like, what if I just like had fun with it and just like fell in love with the journey? Because that's what it is. Like, we're human beings. And again, everything we're doing for the first time. And that's at least for me, that's what keeps it exciting, is it's like, I'm just playing. Like, this is just
Yeah.
life, and I'm playing, and I'm creating this business that like I'm actually really passionate about and I really care about. Do you
And I
relate to
think,
that?
yes, I totally relate to that because in my history, when I would be really stressed out, I would go back to why I loved retail to begin with. So for me, getting back with customers, whether it was in retail, whether it's now, that's like recharges me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I think that reminding myself, because I say it all the time, but I have to tell myself, results are a side effect of your ability to connect and engage with other human beings
Yeah.
and help them solve problems.
Yeah.
And we overcomplicate it, we overanalyze it, and keeping it as simple as that. And knowing there are days where it feels like I'm like, I think I could go stand in the corner half naked and no one would buy car insurance from me. Seriously, what do I have to do? It's ridiculous. People call me back, So just, trusting the process, believing in yourself, believing in I'm part of an amazing brand that I 100% believe in. The two other brands I've worked for, in retail, still loyal customers. So I think that's a big part of it too. I mean, you have to believe in what you're doing. You have to believe in what you're selling. And you just have to keep moving forward.
Yeah. Well, on this theme of like want and desire, it's almost like I'm hearing like want is like a cycle, or want like builds on itself, right? Because what you've said that you do in your business and what makes you successful in your business is identifying what your team wants and meeting that. In
Mhm.
retail, it's identifying, what the customer really wants, right? If you and I have talked about what I'm calling my new model to sales, and it's hi Nick, and it's as simple as number one, connection. That's what you and I talked about. It's just getting into conversation with people, because if you're not in
Mhm.
conversation, then you have no one to freaking sell to. And then it's having a conversation where you're just listening and you're learning. And
Mhm.
so whether that's finding what motivates your team, or finding, what does your customer really want, or what are they afraid of? What's a problem you can solve, right? And then they go out and they probably are fulfilling other people's wants and desires. I was really present to this like cycle and how it like builds on each other.
Yeah, I mean, that's very true. And I've always thought of my team as my internal customer and my customer as my external customer. And I think that's where when new business owners start to hire people and they're just giving, do this, giving them lists of stuff that need to be done. And which I get it. I totally get it. I do it some days too. I'm like, here's a post, here, whatever. But pausing, remember, this is my internal customer and they touch all my customers. So if
Yeah.
I'm not starting with my internal customer as the most important, then I'm just going to keep churning and burning here. I can't do it all myself. And so putting them first is so important, not only what they want, but then also showing them things that maybe they didn't think were possible. Showing they never thought that maybe they could be a business owner someday, or on the side, maybe they could do something, and showing them that. I mean, I have people on my team that have never really had mentors or coaches and have not had easy lives at all. And they've worked for everything that they have. So showing them that the potential is unknowable.
Mm.
And, you just have to believe in yourself, work really hard, and continue to be curious, continue to try new things. I learn 25 new things every day. I'm uncomfortable all the time. But I know that I'm growing. And so, giving them that encouragement, I think is super important.
Hmm. I love that. I had a thought and then I lost it, but you had said something that really struck me. Let me get it back. Nick, jump in if you heard something, but I think, give me a second.
Did she freeze again?
Oh,
No,
no,
she's pensive. Okay.
I was like thinking, no, there was something, when you were talking about like the possibility, and it's like, what I heard is you were like, oh, they don't even consider this as a possibility, right? So it's almost like sometimes we shut down our own desires or our own wants because we don't even, like, we won't even admit it to ourselves because we don't even think it's possible, right? And so what's so ironic is the possibility is completely the unknown. right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything that we know is already accessible
Oh,
to us.
Nash.
Nashi, stop. Nashi.
Nash
Nashi.
wants to be involved
I
too.
know. Here
I don't
she is.
blame him.
Here
Hi,
she is.
Nash. That's the cutest dog ever. Straight out of Secret Life of Pets. Seriously.
I love you. Okay. You go down. Um, so what we know is our comfort zone, and
Mm.
possibility lives outside of it. So
Mm-hmm.
the kind of catch-22 with when it comes to desire is that desire, like if we tap into our true desire, I'm gonna like assert that it lives for most people outside of that comfort zone in that unknown.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you don't even admit to even ourselves that that's a desire because we don't even think it's possible. So what's the point of wanting it, right? If you can't even
Mm-hmm.
come close to it. But what I heard is that, like, for you, is it's actually like leading your teams and believing that there are things out there that are possible,
Mm-hmm.
um, aren't predictable, aren't within the realm of what they've already completed, but to actually say the thing that they actually want.
Yeah, and I think that being open to something I would have never considered this path. I never thought in a million years. So I think
Yeah,
understanding
I still make
too.
fun of you for it.
I do not, we already discussed, I will not wear khakis or a red polo ever.
Can you at least hire someone named Jake?
Oh, I've been trying. I do have a cutout of Jake in my front lobby.
I mean,
He's
he's
fantastic.
not a bad cutout to have.
Oh no, I follow him on Instagram. He's fantastic. I really hope to get to meet him in person one day. You know, I met lots of Victoria's Secret supermodels. None of them would come close to how I would feel about meeting Jake from State Farm. Okay? I'm being so serious.
That's something that you want and desire, is what I'm
I
hearing you
desire
say.
so bad to meet Jake from State Farm. I cannot even tell
What
you.
would you say to Jake if you met
I
him?
feel like Jake from State Farm. Nebraska loves you. We really want you to come visit. Every child, like, I have a whole new generation coming because kids love Jake from State Farm. I believe I have a whole little group that I haven't even started recruiting from because they love. I have parents tell me all the time, "Oh my gosh, my child's obsessed with Jake from State Farm." I'm like, yes, yes, I love it. So, one of my husband's friends he teaches with is Jake, so he got a picture with the Jake, and it was like my most like picture on Google on my Google business page. It was so funny. So that that is one of my goals actually, is to meet Jake from State Farm. So
So what will you do to create that, to be responsible for that result?
to meet Jake from State Farm. Oh boy. Well, we have a
Because
big
you get
conference. Yeah, we have a big conference in Vegas next year. I'm going to spend the whole week stalking to see if he's anywhere in Vegas for a 100-year celebration. Forget all the meetings. I'll be
that sounds
stalking Jake.
exciting.
Yeah, we're coming up on 100 years. It's really amazing being part of a company that's been around this long, a mutually held company that still carries its values with them. And that is something that I can get behind and I believe in. And that is a big selling point for us. It's easy to commoditize certain things, and that's what they talked to about me when they were recruiting me. And that's why finding those differentiators. I mean, when you connect with someone on a personal level, it's selling the value, not the price. And sometimes that's really easy. I mean, we're so Amazoned. I mean, it's quick, it's overnight, it's the best price. There's still so many people, more and more now than ever, that are looking for value. So as a business owner, how do you add that value? It's funny because my husband has a flooring business on the side. He's a teacher. When I went home for lunch today, his helper, who's 18, was doing some work on our house. And we were joking about how Shane is military and such a perfectionist and drives us nuts. Like, he will see little things that no one else would ever notice. Because he was having him do this work. I'm like, this is such a waste of time. No one's ever going to notice the little holes and that they're sanded over. And he said, he's like, you know what Shane tells me? Do you want a referral or do you want to get a call back to redo something? because it's either one or the other. People are either going to refer you or call you for your mistakes. And I was like, whew. It's so true. How do you go the extra mile? How do you add that value? And that's what people are looking for. It's what people need right now.
What's the extra value that you bring?
I'm super funny.
I believe it.
All the time people say, you're an insurance agent? I'm like, I know, I don't look like one. I definitely bring empathy and also curiosity about their story. Truly, everyone has a story. And I love hearing the stories. And I remember things. Deliver the best I can, but be there when it matters most. So when there's a Friday night storm, my computer was up and I was calling all the people that filed claims when they shouldn't have filed a claim. Don't ever file a claim on your home during a storm before calling your agent, and got ahead of it for them. And those people will be my lifelong customers. I mean, Geico's not going to do that. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. I'm not supposed to say that. I see my State Farm coach on here, Jamie. I see you. She's critiquing me right now.
Hi, Jamie. Amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, I have a few kind of wrap up questions. Unless, Nick, did you have something boiling over that needs to come out?
No, I'm listening and learning so much.
Yeah. So, Shell, if you were in charge of this call, what would be the last kind of key takeaways that you would want the listeners to get around the themes of want and desire and fulfillment?
I think that, first of all, I mean, the potential is unknowable. It's uncapped. No one has capped potential. That's the growth versus the fixed mindset. Mm-hmm. If you are willing to continue to learn and be curious and receive that feedback, the potential is limitless. You have to be willing to do the work. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable. You have to be willing to go the extra mile. And early in my retail career, I took the shifts nobody wanted. I did the jobs nobody wanted to do. And I worked really hard. And I got in front of people. I built relationships. And that's how I ended up being recruited. Like, I can trace back so much of where I am based on building authentic relationships. So that's the biggest thing, is that have a dream and build relationships. Make those connections. Be willing to do the work. You have to be willing and able to do the work. And that's what's going to make the difference. If you are always looking to be right, you're never going to get anywhere. If you're always looking for the next question or the next idea or for feedback, that's what's going to get you to next. So I think that's the biggest thing, is want and desire and have dreams, but you have to do the work.
I love that. Thank you. And Shell, are you licensed only for Nebraska, or sell yourself a little bit? How can we use you?
I'm licensed in Nebraska and Iowa. It's Life Insurance Awareness Month. I really got into this business for life insurance. That's what my dad did. There are living benefits, not just death benefits. Babies should get a whole life policy as soon as they're born. It's really inexpensive, and it gives them future options if something changes in their health, mental or physical. And so yes, everybody needs that. I'm also a mortgage loan originator in Nebraska. So if you need a refinance, but if you're in another state, I know great people all over the place that I can refer to. So that's me for now. And in the future, like I said, I really hope to start supporting other new business owners anywhere in the world.
Love it. Well, Thank you so much. Thank you for being a guest on our series of Coach's Corner. What do you want? For those of you who've been following, this is our second of our 4 or 5 of these calls, these conversations that we're doing. We're just bringing in some like really cool people just to find out what the hell they're up to in life. And Shelly, like, thank you so freaking much for being
This
here.
is awesome.
On
Thank
the
you.
heels of want and desire, one of the things that Nick and I really stand for is fulfillment, particularly with your career. So just wanted to mention that we have an upcoming program, intensive program coming up called Career 2.0, not launching, I say it every time, relaunching, second round next month. Nick, do you want to give like a quick overview of Career 2.0?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So Career 2.0 is for anyone who shift something about their career. Maybe your career isn't fulfilling as you thought it might be, or maybe you're looking for something different in your current career. Gabby has created this awesome curriculum to help you discover what it is that really fulfilling, and then you get to do a fun 5-week program.
Amazing. So a combination of structured exercises as well as group coaching. And if you listeners or anyone you know is miserable in their job, know they want to do something else, but don't know what the something else is, please, we would love to chat with them. This program might be totally a fit to really support them in getting moving and getting unstuck, which Shelly said earlier and is also Realignment Coaching's kind of tagline. So I loved that. Anyway, thank you, Shelly, for being here. Thank you, all you
guys
people.
so much.
And we'll talk soon.
Bye.
Absolutely. Bye.